It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals coming up next. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen. Greg, one of the joys of covering the league week in, week out. You watch guys grow, and all of a sudden you turn around and look at the quarterbacks we have in this game. Now we're looking at guys who have arrived at that magic term, franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I think you just have to give a lot of credit, of course, to the player themselves, the work, the ability to invest in themselves, to develop. But also in these organizations, they continue to surround these quarterbacks as they've gotten older with better talent, better systems, play to their strengths, maybe protect some of their weaknesses. That's what it takes to play at a high level to quarterback for a long time in the NFL, and give credit to both these players and both these organizations. I think it's official. They have their quarterback of the future, and the future looks bright.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former number 1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft. It's Trevor Lawrence.
We had a chance to see him out on the field early in pregame, and I thought he looked really sharp. I thought he looked focused. We had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week, and he's excited for this opportunity today. He thinks he's got a chance to lead this offense and have a lot of success, and ultimately the number 1 goal is to come out with a victory.
From 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Play action now. It's Lawrence. Taking off. Trevor avoids the hit, takes a slide, but also picks up a first down. Even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
He'll take off again. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away. Picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep them in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes the sitting duck for this pass rush.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. We'll try to run for it. And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down.
not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
And he didn't give the Gunners a chance to get down there and make a play for him. It's into the end zone and a touchback. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the #1 overall pick in 2019 to lead them.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You've got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays will be had.
They'll come up on the second down and 8. Toss play. It's Connor. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with this cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
On third down, Murray. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
Now Connor. And it works forward to the 35. It was Andre Cisco there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Murray. Now he takes off. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the zone read, given to Connor. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. Foye Aluakun with the play. They face 2nd down and 7. Murray looking to throw. He got all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. To throw is Murray. He'll try to work the screen with Connor. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think he tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here. And really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
Too much leg there. That one's into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. On the ground, here's the Clemson product, Travis Etienne. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
He'll let one go deep for Kirk. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. In motion comes Thomas. Lawrence now to throw on 1st down. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to 16.
To play in the NFL, you've got to have a short-term memory because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. In this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, force the sack and the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Christian Kirk. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready for their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for first and 10. Set to go now on first and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down, Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that second down sack, really puts them into must pass. You don't want to be in third and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Third and long. From the gun, it's Murray. And this drive is over before it can start. It's swallowed up to force fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's Blake Gilligan now. He's out to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Duvernay to return. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but is taken down after a solid return. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a first and 10. Lawrence. A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
In motion comes Thomas. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that game.
They'll work now on second and 4. Here's Lawrence. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
ETN now on 1st and 10. And the D closes quickly. He stopped after a gain of a yard. It's Sean Murphy Bunting on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. In motion comes Thomas. 2nd down, Lawrence. He's going to tuck it and go. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold them to just a short game.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here. And there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. Dortch now to return it. And this will work out quite well. They gave it all the way to the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense getting set to get back to work. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Starting with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Murray. He gets this complete to Michael Wilson. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's to give up the middle. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 1st down, they'll stay on the ground with Connor. And a short pickup, too. About the 42-yard line. Murray now on second down. Off he goes. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Power run inside. Here's Connor. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. They'll go right back to Connor. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
Well, it's been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Murray. Quick throw, taken in. It's a gain of 10 yards. It's an Arizona 1st down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
I could go on and on about the offensive line breakdowns with this pass protection, and it's been flat out brutal. But let's give some credit to the other side of the ball. They came in not only motivated to make a statement, but with a great game plan, and so far they've executed it to a T.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
3rd down and 9. From the shotgun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Again, running right. It's Connor. Not much happening there. Tackled at the 17. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And he's going to be sacked, but there is a flag down. Not sure how close he was to being offsides.
Still second down.
Now second down throw from Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with first and goal.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
Again, it'll be Connor. And he will score. James Connor. Touchdown, Cardinals. Good drive. They kept the ball. They moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cardinals are on the board. It's 10-7. So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Once again, it's ETN. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Lawrence. He'll let one go deep for Kirk. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And they get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner set to take over again. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Now Murray. Back to the right side. Caught by the crowd.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
On the ground, it's Conner. And this will be a Cardinals 1st down as the tackle's made at the 35-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
They'll go again here to Conner. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Fourier looking with the play. Now it's Murray. Taking off. And he's going to be taken down the other side of the 50-yard line.
The key coming into the game, anytime you're about to defend a quarterback like this, is it's not so much about rushing the quarterback for a sack, as much as it is about rushing a quarterback to keep him in the pocket. He is more dangerous when he's able to escape. Keep the integrity of your rush lanes. Rush as a unit. You can see here, when you don't, he gets out of the pocket, and it's a big play.
Look at the 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Conner. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Going to work Connor in the middle here. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. It was Andre Cisco there to bring him down. Third and long. Murray. They'll look to set up the screen here. So, fourth down, and the veteran Matt Prater on for the Cards. This will be from 56 yards away. Prater's kick is good. And the Cardinals will level the score at 10 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Jags offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins first and 10. The drive begins with a carry from ETN. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Kaiser White able to make the tackle. First carry for the Auburn alum, Tank Bigsby. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have two or three that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
On the give, it's ETN. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8. Setting up second and short. They'll run it once more with ETN. He's got it. That's a first down at the cross midfield. And down to the 47-yard line. They go play action for Lawrence. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Lawrence gives this one to ETN. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. A tough spot here. Third and long. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's first and 10. Now a handoff, ETN. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Lawrence now on second down. That's caught left side by Ingram. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jaguars.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars go up by 7. It is now 17-10. Now, following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. George now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. set to take over once again. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. Now Murray on first down. That one is complete to McBride. And they get about 4 here as he is taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. They're trying to get there on the ground. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. There he goes again.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Power run inside. Here's Connor. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. We'll try and run for this with Cardinals. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
That was just a race to the edge, and in this case, Mike, he just wasn't the winner. I mean, at this point, when the defense is out there waiting for you, it's tough for any runner in this league to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Here's the punter now, as he is on to punt for Arizona. This one angle out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Etienne. And they're going to get him down right at the 25.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
Here's a designed run. And he'll take this past the 30, a gain of 6, mark it at the 31.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll have more from Glendale after this. Now second down throw for Lawrence. And it'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
He'll tuck it and take off. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
In motion comes Thomas. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's complete. It's Parker Washington. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
They'll come up here, first and 10. Here's Lawrence. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And he's going to have a first down. They get into field goal range here at the 29.
What a luxury. There's certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
On first and 10, Lawrence. And caught once again by Ingram. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a second and 3 forthcoming. Now here's Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And that ball incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Lawrence throwing on fourth down. And he's going to have the first down. So taking a chance there, playing with the lead, but it works out for them. Now the Jags will use their third and final timeout. Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. Final second now of this first half as this one is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchdown. First and 10. Murray looking to throw. I fumbled the football. And this will be recovered by the offense. So they avoid the catastrophe of a finish. Time runs out, and that's the end of the first half.
Okay, Mark, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. One of the top performers in that first half is the running back, Travis Etienne. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. These two teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirica and Greg Wilson.
Okay, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. DJ Dallas now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. They'll go right back to Connor. from the 39. They come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Murray. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. On play action, Murray. It goes sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. 19 yards on the game, and that's good for a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Murray's going to throw again. The throw here is complete. Well, it's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On 3rd down, Murray. And that is incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cardinals are able to get it back within a score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So, Raider now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Travis Etienne set to get back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Once again, it's ETN. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. On the draw, the give to ETN. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Their run, it's ETN. And he's going to have that first down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
In motion comes Thomas. A first down throw for Lawrence. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Mike, I can't tell you how many corner routes I caught throughout my career, and there's really an art to it. At the top of the break, you have to give the quarterback he's able to pick up the first down.
Kirk is the motion man. On first down, Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. And he'll be taken down.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
He is in. Trevor Lawrence. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Little on now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Jaguars will extend this third quarter lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Here comes DJ Dallas on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Now Murray keeping it himself. And that's not going to get a whole lot into about the 28-yard line.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short game.
Now 2nd down throw for Murray. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front on the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
The Cardinals lining up for punt as this drive quickly stalls out. So he's on to punch it away. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Now ETN. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now Lawrence. He's going to run it. A gain there of 21. That's good for a Jaguar. 1st down.
And this is when it just gets very frustrating as a defense, because this is what it's been like all day. The pass rush is good, but just not quite good enough. They let him slip through, and he burns them with big yardage.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. This runs straight ahead for ETN. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, they'll give it to ETN. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Quick throw, taken in. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Second and a yard. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be taken down.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem. And plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there. And that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
They'll run it here with ETN. And a short pickup down inside the 10. Second and goal. Lawrence gives this one to ETN. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for 3rd and goal. To throw is Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Jaguars will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. Dortch now to return it. And he brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Again, running right. It's Connor. And he's fighting it, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He's got his tight end, that's McBride. He's going to have the first down. That one good for 9, and the drive continues.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Foye looking with the play. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again here to Connor. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Murray. They're trying to work the screen with Connor. And that screen slow to develop, and they round to the ball and stop them. That will be no gain on the screen.
That screen just never had a chance. Anytime the running back has the ball and he's making guys miss in the backfield, there's going to be no timing to the play. It just allows too much time for the rest of the defense in pursuit to get there, and in this case, winds up as no gain.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He is running roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And he fought through one tackle, stayed on his feet. They'll get him down for no gain.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long. Like he's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Large now on 2nd down. Off balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
2nd and 6. On the ground, here's ETN. And they take this up, looking towards the first down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They're trying to run for the first with ETN. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Punting unit comes on. Jaguars will kick it away. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On 1st down, the drive begins with Connor. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Murray. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
It's a zone read, and Murray hanging on to it. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in by Connor. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
So there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Off the play fake. Here's Murray. That's caught downfield by Harrison. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Now Murray on first down. Quick hitting slant there. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
To throw again is Murray. This one intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Jaguars will have great field position right around midfield.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
The Jaguars offense and their running back set to go once more. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. They put Strange in motion. On the give, it's ETN. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run it once more with ETN. And the defense there to meet them. They'll hold them to 2 and bring up 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Only need a yard, and it's 4th down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got him. And he's going to have the Jaguars 1st down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on 4th down.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
And they'll bring this inside the 30, a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. To the right, on the run, it's ETN. ETN has the 1st down, still going. And he'll be taken down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. Here's a run. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up second and goal.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. And he keeps the legs moving, able to get it down inside the 5. Third and goal. Throwing is Lawrence. And he's in. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jaguars. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Jaguars will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Dortch now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Cardinals offense starting to try it out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Now it's Murray. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he'll wind up out of bounds past the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
That's taken in by the running back, Benson. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. That's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Throwing again is Murray. He's got his man. Complete to Wilson. A pickup of 15 in the air. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
They'll go up here on 2nd down and 5. Murray's going to throw again. He keeps it himself. They've got it, and it'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Now it is 1st and goal. They'll run it here, and it's Connor to the 5-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Connor. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line. They're in 4-down territory for sure, but what can they do on this one? It's 3rd and goal. To the throw is Murray. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Now or never, they'll throw him. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And this will be recovered by the offense, so no run back at least, but it'll still wind up a turnover on down.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive, and he'll get about 5. They put Strange in motion. Once again, it's ETN. And his defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Here for ETN. And nothing on that run back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
Jaguars ready to punt this one away. As he had punted away for the 4th time today. On the return, it's short. And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. On 1st and 10, it's Murray. Over the middle, it's Harrison. He's close to a 1st down. To gain 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. Now, Murray. They'll look to set up the screen here. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of the grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing it.
Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. It's an Arizona 1st down. Again, it's Murray. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Murray to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here. Here's a 3rd and 10. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think about it, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
4th down. Here's Murray. He's going to go up top here for McBride. And he will score. Craig McBride. Touchdown, Arizona. So, Murray and the Cardinals come to the line. They'll try to add 2. He'll look to throw. That'll be caught. And he gets into the end zone for the 2. So it's not over yet. It's back to a 2-score game. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and This is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Our first set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They're running. It's ETN. And he'll only get down to around the 42. Second down and 8. Up the middle, here's ETN. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Now timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. ETN, just a short pickup down inside the 30. Cards going to signal for their third and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. Lawrence gives this one to ETN. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to third down. Now a handoff. ETN. He will have the Jaguars first down. Well, it didn't appear that he got it by much. He needed 4. He got 4 on third down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it is a win for our visitors, the Jaguars. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.